dollar bill, and then all of a sudden the whole place goes up.
Oh, I know.
Got killed.
Well.
Well, I'm Scott Waguespack. I'm from the 32nd Ward, actually running for Alderman, and this is one of the issues I think is very important for our city to resolve. Having a good transportation system so that people who work every day can use the system and use it wisely and efficiently. And what's happened over the last few years is just deplorable, the way the system's been breaking down, where we've had deferred maintenance, deferred costs that and spending on programs that really need it. And I just think it's important that people get out there and send a message to the CTA that things need to change. And not to be political, but that's one of the things I want to do in City Council, is to get in there and hold people's feet to the fire, whether it's Frank Cruzy or anybody else involved in the CTA. That we need a better system, and if we're going to be a world-class city, we need to get people involved and make sure the issue is heard.
Great. So if you were elected alderman, what are 3 things you would do to move along those lines?
I think having hearings on how CTA money is spent is a good issue to start with. I don't think that having the Olympics here is going to solve all our problems, and just listening to some of the aldermen say that that's the end-all solution, I don't think that's a good way to approach it. But I've also heard that your organization has talked about a resolution to reach out more to the state, and that's another good way to work through this problem, to reach out to our state officials, work with them closely to make sure we get the funding to fix the system.
Great, thank you.
Background, just some general facts about the Brown line. The line was constructed over 100 years ago, and since then there have been a few tweaks along the way. There hasn't been a whole lot of rehabilitation done. It's certainly not in the city's primary focus of the project.
To that, you, Mr. Payne, said no, it's not going to happen. So I'm asking again, have you since then talked to anybody about a Sheffield bus between Belmont and Fullerton, especially during the time that the Wellington outside is going to be closed? Or is the final word you?
I think I remember you, and I appreciate you coming.
Both Alderman Bailey and I are avid CTA users. I know when they did the executives there about who uses the lines and how often they use it. They really should look at our colleagues in City Council and see how many of them actually use this. But I can tell you, on behalf of Alderman Bailey and myself, I brought my Chicago card out here to urge all of you to use it, because it does talk about getting on board and quick. This is this is the only way to enter the CTA system. And actually, I monitored my use because I have it on my credit card. So I know exactly how much I spend on a monthly basis. And I think last year, and I literally use this, I do not drive downtown. I just will not drive downtown. I go down, I've done it once or twice, and it cost me $26 for 45 minutes to park across the city hall. I said, absolutely not. And I have found that in the year that I monitor this on my credit card, that I spent $320 for the year. And I got discounts because I use it often enough, and then it's recharged. So I can tell you that I've used this adage enough that when we're out here in public meetings, let's be constructive, let's be positive. We have a 100-year-old structure that really needs to be redone. And you know as well as I know that the CTA has been long neglected in terms of its capital infrastructure and its priorities. And those are government priorities, those are people priorities, and we are trying to do what we can in the state legislature and with our mayor. And literally, if you believe it or not, one of the silver linings to Olympic participation, if we're so fortunate, is more and more dollars for infrastructure rebuilding for transportation. It is especially critical for us to continue as a world city to redo these systems. And I can tell you that the mayor is listening, our colleagues are listening. I know
it's a little too late to the party to start discussing, these changes that are going to impact the community for 2.5 years, and you're giving us 2 weeks notice to maybe make some fundamental changes that would favorably impact, you know, the
He's coming out of right with neighbors.
delay of service, the inadequate service. It doesn't seem like the solution is to wake up early and go to work early and then stay at work late and come home late. That is not a viable option. I think express buses should be the way to go.
Who do you think in the city should be really leading this charge? Do you think this is an issue for the mayor?
I think Mayor Daley at the top of the house. I mean, you know, we're just John Q. Publics here, trying to deal with a huge monumental issue. And also the governor of the state. I would be willing to pay additional dollars if I got better service. My $2 now is $2 worthless. You know, I pay $6 if I got service. I mean, look at some of the other cities around the world. Those are world-class cities. This is third world, and welcome to it.